All right. I believe we are live.
Are live.
Hello. All right. So before we get started, let's chat a little bit about football. Because I don't think people realize this, but the Dog Gurus, there are some serious football fanatics in our group. And we have our Monday leadership teams. It's like smack talk for the first 15 minutes.
Look at me. You know what? Was it 2 weekends ago that I was like texting everybody on Sunday going, okay, I'm Switzerland here. I'm not for any of your all teams. So let's just be nice in the sandbox.
It was really funny. Because right now, Susan and Sarah, their teams are going against each other this weekend. So they're like, oh, we're enemies this week. Like joking. But it's really funny. And Sarah is such a huge football fan. In fact, which I thought this was really cool, we actually don't have to come into work until noon the day after the Super Bowl. Which that's a first for me in my life of ever, working for other people that we get that that deal. So I thought it was really cool. All right. Well, if you are out there in live streaming land, can you please put in the chat that you can hear us? I just want to make sure that we're streaming and everything's working okay and that people can actually hear us. The technology is correct. So if you can, that would be lovely if you could do that for us.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'll just go ahead and we'll get started because we do have a few people that are, oh, awesome. Thank you. A few people that are joining us. So I'll go ahead and introduce ourselves. I'm Shantae Marquez, and I'm with fellow Profit Network coach, Coach Carrie Campbell, and we are the Dog Gurus. The Dog Gurus helps pet care businesses launch, grow, and profit through our online business courses and coaching. So we also provide pet care staff training systems. And, oh, hi, Cheryl. Thank you. And what makes us unique at the Dog Gurus is that we are a collective of coaches that have all owned and operated their own pet care business. So we completely understand all the pain that you're going through because we've been there and we want to help. We want to help make you more profitable and make you more successful. Your success is our success. That's kind of how we look at it. And before we get started into our topic today, I just want to mention our live event. So if you haven't gotten tickets to our Business Breakthrough Workshop, that's April 9th through the 11th in Denver, Colorado, what you waiting for? Get your tickets. They're going fast, and we want to make sure you are there. So if you want to grow your business by differentiating your business in a competitive marketplace and increasing your revenue with enrichment-based services, you want to convert more leads into paying clients, or boost your relationships with clients and team members through positive communication, and attract clients who value high quality care versus price points, then this is where you need to be, because we're going to be focusing on all those topics, and we're going to give you actionable strategies that you can take home, implement into your business, and make it more profitable. And if that's not enough, the other good reason to go is because it's an awesome place to go meet other business owners where you can exchange information and learn from others. And that's really the heart of what the Dog Gurus and the community that we've built is all about. We're a community that wants to help one another elevate the pet care industry. So go get your tickets today, and I'll put it in the chat.
Most of all, we're fun. We're fun. We're fun to hang out with. We always have a good time. So
we do have a good time, and we do like to drink some wine at these events. So we'd love to see you there. Let me go ahead and get this on the chat. So hold on. And now we'll go into, hold on. Sorry, guys. Taking me a minute.
New platform.
It's a new platform. I'm still getting my bearings down on this. Okay, there it is. There's the link to the live event. All right, but today's topic is about daycare standards and how your pet care center can have a little friendly competition with other daycares in the industry through our 10th annual Dog Gurus Daycare Games. So our annual daycare games really puts your staff's dog leadership skills to the test. So we have 3 main events, and we'll kind of go through those main events during this next 30 minutes. But first, I have a video to share with everybody so you guys can see a little bit about what the daycare games are all about. So let me go ahead and put it on. All right, let me push play. All right,
I love it.
Yeah, I love her when she like dances around.
Success. That's so awesome. Oh, that makes me miss doing it with my own facility. So,
yeah. So Carrie was a regular. She was a champion at that game. So you want to tell me a little bit about?
Very competitive. So, no, really, the whole foundation of doing the daycare games is to just have a fun way for your staff to increase their leadership skills and to work directly with the dogs and having a little bit of competition along the way. Each of the 3 activities, the group sit and the recall and the gate boundary, are going to teach them better, stronger leadership skills. And it's just going to help build the rapport that they have with the dogs. It's always funny in our facility because we had such a consistent group of dogs that came each year. We would have inevitably some new staff member who hadn't done the daycare games before. And when that happened, we would tell them, okay, this is what you need to do. This is where you fall as far as your parameters. And they would just be sitting there trying to come up with their command and kind of being awkward. And the dogs would just do it because they had done it year after year. They're like, oh, it's February. It's a daycare games. We have to sit now, you know? So it's very cute. But do you want me to go into a little bit more detail about how the games work?
Yeah, let's start out with going, how do they get involved? I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the register, but let's start there. How do they get involved? And then we'll kind of go through the 3 categories of it. And I have little shorter videos that shows each of the categories of competition that we can go over too.
Okay. So she's going to put the link to register in the chat. And registration is open through January 25th. So you still have time to register your team. Your facility may be 4 employees, or you may have 100 employees. There are different categories of small, medium, and large facilities. So you will select that during the registration process. And then you will also list each of the employees that are going to be competing, and you will categorize them on what their skill level is. So in that case, there's a novice, an intermediate, and an advanced category. And that's based on their time in the business and their experience working with dogs. So once you get that, the registration taken care of, then you'll get a copy of what the rules are, the kind of the parameters for how you're going to grade each of the different activities. So the first week is what we call benchmark week. And that's where you're really working with the staff to understand what the activity is. And when they're doing that, they're going to set a benchmark for themselves. So you kind of just record a score. And I used to tell my staff, we can go through each of these activities every single day for a week, and we could take your highest benchmark and we do it that way. Or if you want to do your lowest benchmark, then the next week when you're doing a competition, we can record your higher score, whichever works best for them. So.
And is there, do we want to mention the competition guidelines for when they're doing their activities?
Absolutely. So again, based on whether you're a novice, an intermediate, or an advanced, under those categories for, let's say, we'll start with the dog recall. When you're doing the recall, the dog has to come to you. You can only use their name once, but then you can, make yourself big and happy and inviting for the dog to come to you. But they have to respond within, they have to come to you from within 6 feet of distance, and then they have to respond within a certain amount of time. So what you're looking at is, like as an example, let's say, the number of dogs that successfully come to the employee would be divided by the total number of dogs in the group. So say there were, 12 dogs in the play group, 9 of them come, then the score would be 75%. So that's kind of how they do the math. That's all on the different sheets that they have to calculate and then submit at the end of each week for the different events.
And I'll just mention also some of the guidelines is we don't encourage to use food or any type of treats to lure them over. It's really your voice and positive commands. And
for the advanced person, yeah. So if you've got an employee in the advanced category, they have to have a hard dog or a difficult dog. So if you have a dog that is one that's resistant to coming to you, that part of their requirement is that they have to have in their group of, 10 or 12, whatever they're recalling to them, they have to have a difficult dog. So. Yeah,
so you can't put all the difficult dogs that that aren't going to listen. You can't go put them away into a different room and then do this, right? It has to be challenging. So that's what we want to see.
Well, so that's, the foundation of the whole thing is, again, helping them develop their leadership skills, even with the dogs that can be more challenging. So.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and I'll share this quick little video that actually showcases what we're talking about with recall. So let me go ahead and push play.
Carly, come.
Sorry.
Carly, come. Carly's like, no. Carly, come.
So there you go. That was just a little quick example of them practicing the recall. So the other one is the group sit. That's the next category of what the competition is all about.
Right. And so the group sit is, again, you're documenting how many dogs that you can get to sit simultaneously. And then the time that their rears are on the ground will vary based on whether they're a novice or an advanced handler. So if you get all the dogs to sit, and then you have to count to 2 if you're a novice, or up to 4 if you're an advanced handler. So it's always interesting to kind of watch that when you're working with the group, as one dog will kind of start to pop up if they're the first one that sat. But just getting that entire group to be focused on you and listening to what the leader is asking of them.
So let's go ahead and we'll play this video here. Oh, that was really short. I thought it was a little longer, but that was a really good example, because that was a good
group. Dogs all sitting. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Then they were like, okay, one's moving. Let's cut it off. Okay. And then the last category for competition is gate boundary, which is really my favorite thing to teach to the staff that's managing group play, because it is so valuable when a new dog arrives or departs from the day. You don't want them crashing at the gate and making it difficult. You're trying to get one dog out to take them home, and then all of a sudden 6 or 8 go out too. I know we've all experienced that in our daycares, but that's what this one's all about. It's the gate boundary. So do you want to talk? I'll set up the video and you can go ahead and talk a little bit more about that, and maybe the steps of teaching the staff.
Yeah, you're basically looking at that the dogs are at least 3 feet away from the handler or the gate, and that you're controlling that space so they aren't trying to rush through that threshold. Then you also want to look at the gate itself, depending on whether they are a novice, an intermediate, or an advanced handler. You can actually have the gate partially closed. So if you're a newbie to doing this and it's your first time to do the game, if you get them to be away, the 3 feet distance, but you need to have the gate partially closed, you can do that. But if you're an advanced handler, it has to be wide open and you're really trying to control that space.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll look at this one.
This is the perfect time to use that body blocking technique.
And I think this is a good example of, it shows somebody learning the technique. You'll see that Dalmatian slip out right behind her. And then he slips right back in.
Right. Oh, that's funny.
All right, that's the gist of it. So really the point of this is just enhancing the staff's leadership skills while they're managing group play. It's a lot of fun, and we love seeing all the videos and seeing all the pictures that you guys send in. But really it's teaching them those skills that you need. And it also, you're recognizing the staff that are learning these skills and doing a good job, which it's fun for them. So, first quarter is really the perfect time to be doing this because it's a little bit slower in our industry. So it's a perfect time to reinforce some of these skills and strengthen them for your staff.
If you don't care, Shantae, I will share a very funny video that we did. But since we're actually talking about the gate boundary, this is the perfect time.
Yes, I love this video. Share it. This is so funny. That's the best part.
Takes them a little longer to get up and get the dogs.
At least they're not jumping on top of each other like the dogs do.
So we enjoyed doing a lot of that fun and silly stuff, but it was a way just to get the staff motivated. Every year we did shirts, and there are Dog Gurus daycare game shirts that can be ordered, and so just anything that you want to do to encourage your staff to have a good time. We always did a closing ceremony that had little silly medals that I ordered off of Amazon, and yeah, it's just a way to really get the staff working together as a team and also competing with one another.
Yeah, it's a good bonding experience for them, and it'll help build this positive culture that we all, are always wanting to maintain in our facilities. So if you've never done it before, I really encourage you to join. We only let about 100 facilities participate because it takes a lot of work on the back end to get this all managed. So that's where we cap it at. And I know that spaces are filling up very quickly. So go ahead and register before we're all filled up.
I was looking when we were prepping for this at some of our old videos, and I found one from 2015, I think it was. And there were 100 facilities, 457 employees, included in all those. And there was one in Australia, and then which was very far away from Alaska, and then one in Canada, which was very close to us because Alaska is so far away from the lower 48 states. So it's just kind of neat to see how many people you're competing in, and it's all around the world. It's not just in the United States. So
yes, we are international, the Dog Gurus. So which we always love to see that when we see somebody from across the pond listening. So well, any other things that we want to mention about the games before we wrap it up? Is there any questions out there anybody wants to ask us in the meantime about this topic or something else? We'll open it up because these are Q&As, so we really welcome participation if you're out there listening. In the meantime,
go ahead. I was just going to say, this is also a great thing to market to your pet parents because you can kind of create some competition amongst them as well. If there's days where some of the staff are super successful and their dog was involved in that group sit or that gate boundary, you can do little things to make it a way to just advertise what you're doing to the pet parents.
Yeah, and I believe once you register, we actually do provide you marketing materials that you can utilize in your social media post and with the parents out there. So we make it easy for you. You don't have to do a bunch of extra work. So I will also invite you to join our Grow Your Pet Care Facebook group. If you haven't done so already, please do. It's another great opportunity to be able to network with other pet care business owners like yourself. And yeah, we only have 2 rules. It's basically be nice and no selling in the group page. We want to keep it all available for people to exchange ideas or ask questions and get advice from, or maybe just to get support from, because sometimes when you're running a business, you go through challenges, and it's just comforting to know that you're not the only one experiencing that. So that always helped me tremendously. So that's a great place to get support in that and over there. All right. Well, everybody have a great day, and we will see you next week on Wednesday, same time, 3:30 Eastern, on your favorite social media channel, because now we're simultaneously doing these lives across multiple channels. And next week, we're going to have a very special guest. Sync Pet's going to be joining us. And Carrie's going to be managing that. So I'm sure it's going to be an awesome time. Anything you want to say specifically about that?
No, I think it's a fantastic product. And we're going to talk a little bit about what is setting them apart in the software POS system industry for the pet world. And then just share a little bit more because they will also be at our live event. So just education information that we can share about that particular software. So we're excited.
Yeah, a little sneak preview. Their software also is not only a reservation POS software, but it's a task management software too. So when I saw them and I met them, I was like, what? I wish I had that when I was in business. So that's a little sneak preview. But they'll be able to tell you much more, a lot better than I can. So, all right, everybody have a fantastic day. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take
Bye.
care.